Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be on this makeup look here, which is a thick liner with nude lips. The great thing about this look is that anybody can wear it, but it is obviously slightly harder for people with hooded or small eyes like myself. So when I get to the liner part of this tutorial, I do give little hints and tips for people with hooded or small eyes. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel to see more videos from me. Click on that red button down below to subscribe, and I hope you guys enjoy the tutorial. Okay, so to kick things off, I'm going to go in with the Collection Lasting Perfection Ultimate Wear Foundation. This says it has up to 16-hour wear, it has an SPF of 20 and it is oil free as well. So this is probably one of my favourite foundations from the drugstore. It is such good quality for the price. It has really good buildable coverage. It probably has a medium coverage as it is, but it is buildable if you like a really full coverage, but it's not a matte foundation because we all know I like a nice glow. I really like using this with my Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge because it just blends it out flawlessly and gives it a really nice dewy look. You also don't need to use a lot of this foundation. I only used one pump today and that covered my entire face and also allowed for me to build up some extra coverage in my cheeks so that I do have a little bit of redness there. Next up we have the Maybelline Instant Anti-Age The Eraser Eye Concealer. I use this one just to cover up a little bit of the darkness around my eyes. I'm quite lucky I don't have that much darkness, just slightly in my inner corners, and then I have quite thin eyelids as well. So I just applied a small amount of this to each eyelid and then blended it in with my sponge and then with my finger. Because as you can see, I have my eyebrows already filled in and I also recently got eyelash extensions as well. And as amazing as these eyelash extensions are, I absolutely love them, it does make it a little bit harder to sort of get into your eye area, so I utilise my fingertips and I use those to blend in the concealer. Next up is another concealer that I use to highlight my under eye area, and this is the Rimmel Wake Me Up Anti-Fatigue Effect and Radiant Glow Concealer. This is one of my tried and tested favourites. I've loved it for years. I love the Wake Me Up foundation. There's just something about it that just gives your skin an extra boost. It's not like it's overly glowy, but it just makes it seem less dull. So I just applied a couple of dots underneath my eye area in a kind of triangle shape, and then I blended it out with my sponge. But before I blended it out, I also went in with some of the Freedom Pro Studio Priming Water. I've noticed recently that my Real Techniques sponge gets quite dry after I've applied my foundation. And yes, even though my Real Techniques sponge looks very dirty, it's not, a lot of it is staining, so it's not clogged up with foundation or anything like that. But it just seems to get quite dry. So I like to go in with the priming water, just give a couple of spritzes across the sponge, just to dampen it a little bit again, to blend out my concealer. And then to set the concealer in place, I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Fit Me Powder. I really like this powder because it's very fine, so I like it to set my under eye concealer because it's not too heavy. And then I also set the other areas that I have concealer as well, particularly on the bridge of my nose because I do wear glasses. So I find that if I set that area with powder, it kind of stops my glasses wearing my foundation off on the bridge of my nose throughout the day. Because I do have dry skin, I don't set the rest of my face. If you like to do this, you can go ahead and do that now, but I just don't feel that I need to, particularly for my skin. For bronzer, I'm going to go in with the Benefit Hoola bronzer. This is something I've recently fallen in love with. I got it for Christmas as part of a benefit set, and I really, really love it. I can see why people used to rave about it all the time on YouTube. I really love the shade of it. It's a perfect kind of warm, bronzy shade without being overly warm. And it's also quite subtle as well, but buildable at the same time. So if you like a really nice glow, you can build it up. If you want something really subtle, you can get a nice big fluffy brush and blend it in across your cheeks. For blush, I'm going to use one from the Makeup Revolution Ultra Blush Palette in the shade Sugar and Spice. I went in with a mix of the two lightest shades. I didn't want anything too bold or too dark so that it wouldn't detract away from the eye look, and then it also would match the nude lip as well. To contour, I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills Fawn Refill. I purchased this shade on its own a couple of months ago, and at first I really wasn't impressed with it. I didn't think it was pigmented, and I didn't think it lived up to the hype that it had on YouTube. But I've now found that the best way to use it is with a really small tapered brush. And this is because it just catches under the contours of your cheeks, and it doesn't give you too much of a stripe, but it allows you to blend it nicely for a really natural look. To highlight, I'm going in with the Essence Light Up Your Face Luminizer palette. In the pan, these are quite glittery, and if you do put quite a lot on your face, they do come off quite glittery. But if you want just a really nice, subtle glow, you can achieve that by just applying a tiny amount to the top of your cheekbones. I received this in a glossy box, and I've never tried anything else from Essence other than their lipsticks and their nail varnishes before. But I'm really impressed with this, so I might try a couple of the other bits in their range as well. Next, I'm just going to define my crease a little bit using some Makeup Geek eyeshadows, and the first one that I'm using is the shade Creme. Even when I'm doing something really simple like eyeliner, I like to define my crease just a little bit. And this is really good if you have hooded or quite small eyes like I do. My eyes aren't completely hooded, but I do have very little lid space, and I do have a little bit of a hood right above where my pupil is. But then I also have quite a lot of upper lid space, so the space between my crease and my eyebrow is quite big compared to my lid space. And what I find with when I'm doing liner or quite thick liner is that the rest of my lid, my crease and my upper lid sort of blend into one. And so just by defining my crease and adding a little bit of depth, it just kind of splits that area up and makes my eye look a lot bigger. And I'm taking this first shade all the way from inner to outer corner using windscreen wiper motions. I'm just taking a tiny little bit on my brush, blending that in, taking a little bit more, blending that in until I reach the desired depth. The next shadow I'm going in with is Bake Sale, and this is a really gorgeous light kind of warm brown shade, very similar to Creme Brulee, but just slightly darker. And I'm taking this on the same brush, but I'm just using this to darken the outer V a little bit more. So I'm making sure to take this from the corner of my eye out to my eyebrow and sort of rounding it round throughout my crease, and this is just going to give a more blown out effect to make my eye look bigger. And the brush that I'm using to do this is the Zoeva 228 crease brush. I love this crease brush, it is fantastic, it's quite tapered, so the bristles on the outside of the brush are really going to blend that colour in. And the liner that I'm using is also from Zoeva. It is the Cat Eye Pen Long Lasting Stylo Liner in Black is Black. An eyeliner pen is my favourite style of liner because I just find that I have the most control over it. So because my eyes are slightly hooded and quite small, I have to take the angle of my eyeliner out quite far. So as you can see, I'm taking the liner from the very corner of my eye and I'm actually extending it past where the end of my eyebrow is. For one, this is going to make my eyes look more feline and bigger. And it's also going to help when I make the wing thicker as well, because as I bring the thick part of the wing in, it's not going to hit my crease. And this is what's really important when you do winged eyeliner, because if it hits your crease, it's going to distort the way your liner looks. I also don't take the liner right into the centre of the eye because that's going to close my eye up. What I do is I start it where my lashes start and I create kind of like a oval shape across the middle of my eye, and that just makes my eye appear more round. To balance out this eye look so it's not quite so top heavy with the thick liner on top, I'm going to take the same two Makeup Geek eyeshadows and I'm just going to blend those onto my lower lash line. I'm then just going to go in with a quick little bit of mascara just on my lower lashes because as you can see I have got eyelash extensions and I don't want to put mascara on those. To open my eye up even more, I'm going to go in with another Makeup Geek eyeshadow. This is a Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadow in the shade Starry Eyed. And I'm just going to take this on a small pencil brush and dot it right in the inner corner of my eye, and once again, like everything else I'm doing, it's just going to make my eye appear nice and wide, and it's going to add a little bit of brightness as well. And then finally, to finish off the look, I'm going to go in with this Maybelline lipstick in the shade 930 Nude Embrace, and it is one of their matte lipsticks. Even though it is a matte shade, it's really creamy on the lips, so I like it because it's not too drying. I personally prefer more brown nudes, but you of course can go for a more pink nude or quite a neutral light nude as well. And of course the great thing about this eye look is that it's going to go with any colour lip. This is just quite a good option for a more kind of everyday wearable look. But if you wanted to transition your makeup look from day to night, you could start off with this kind of nude lip and then change to a berry lip or a red lip in the evening. And that is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. And of course, please subscribe to my channel as well to see more from me. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.